want to welcome you to another Rise of the 1% podcast, and I am G Bass. And on today's Rise of the 1% podcast episode, I have next to me, after a couple of weeks of vacation, my brother, Rise of the 1% co-host, Bri Williams.
We back at it.
Absolutely, man. Definitely glad to be back.
Ready.
Yeah. How was that vacation?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well.
Man, what I be realizing is how blessed I am. Seriously.
Yeah.
Things I've done, saw, seen, God did. Never thought I would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ain't turning down nothing.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
That's just what it is.
I love it. Great stuff. Okay. So, Bri, we're going to start off this podcast episode talking about the 50 Cent, I want to call it diss saga. The 50 Cent diss saga. Now, we've had a conversation about the 50 Cent and T.I situation in another episode.
Yeah.
That we actually did. So let's do this, because I've been seeing a lot of commentary on this on the internet over the last weeks. While you was on vacation, Bri, I've been actually seeing commentary. So let's go back to the beginning of how this whole thing started.
Okay.
So pretty much T.I was actually on the Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco live podcast, and he was asked a question about if he was to do a versus in today's time, who would he want to do it with? Shannon Sharp threw out Lil Wayne, and T.I was like, I don't necessarily want to do it with Lil Wayne, I want to do it with 50, but he don't want to smoke.
He just called out 50.
Right.
Okay.
He called him out, but here's the thing. To those that have been commenting on this and giving their commentary, they make it seem like T.I went onto these podcasts soliciting that he wanted to do a versus with 50. He was asked a question, and all he did was respond.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. He said, if I was to do a versus, I want to do it with 50, but he said, I don't believe he wanted to smoke. Now, 50, his response is on Instagram, posting a clip of T.I doing a Crime Stoppers commercial years ago.
When he was on probation.
Yeah. Right. Now, here's the thing, and I actually seen an interview of T.I recently where he spoke a little bit about this. When it came to the Crime Stoppers commercial, like we just said, it was the terms of his probation. He was talking to law-abiding citizens. Hey, if it's crime in your area, you have resources to be able to help you with solving or taking care of those particular crimes. He wasn't talking to criminals saying, hey, if you out here committing crime, go tell on other criminals. That's not what he was saying. Another thing, and let me say this, because this is the thing, they keep calling T.I rat, a snitch, right, because of this. And then the next thing as well is 50 ended up posting a clip of T.I in the courtroom some years ago when his guy Falunt got unalived, right? And T.I was even saying in an interview that I listened to recently, he said that, listen, when I went in the courtroom, I was just telling them what happened that night. And I was subpoenaed to go to court. He was actually on a $3 million bond. He was out on bond. He was subpoenaed to come to court. If he didn't go to court, if you're subpoenaed, and you don't go to court, they'll lock you up. So he was just telling what happened. He didn't point no fingers at nobody and say, hey, this is the guy who unalived his mans. He just said, hey, they fired shots at us, we fired shots back, we got down, we got on, right? And stuff happened. That's it. So I'm going to tell you this, Bri, and I know, Bri, you necessarily wasn't so much involved in street code and stuff like myself might have been back years ago. But I'll tell you this, when it comes to street code, if there's not paperwork showing where T.I cooperated and put someone in prison that he was committing crimes with, that's not considered a rat. And I'm going to tell you this, rest in peace to my guy Nipsey Hussle. But what people don't realize is with Nipsey, allegedly, that's what he did with that guy that literally walked up on him that day. he allegedly said there was some paperwork circling around the neighborhood.
But his...
Right, that the guy was a rat.
Yeah.
The guy goes back to a car, comes back with a firearm, and unalives Nipsey. Like calling someone a rat or a snitch, especially when it comes to streets. Civilians don't care about the whole snitch stuff. Let's just be real. They gonna still listen to your music. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a street code, you have to have paperwork. You can't just keep calling this man a rat and a snitch and y'all have no paperwork. If that makes sense.
That's fair. That's only fair.
Right?
That's only fair.
So what's some of your thoughts on that before I move on to some more things I want to speak on this topic? What's some of
with the Crime Stoppers
Right.
things, probation. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Some people be picking up trash. You're not picking on them for picking up trash.
Right.
That's terms of their
Exactly.
situation. So
Right.
if they knowing he had an influence,
Yeah.
hey, but you got to do a video.
Yeah.
You got to help us out this way.
Right.
Really? Yeah. So what you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You gonna say no, and then
And I'm gonna tell you this, Bri. It's a video that King actually put out, who was T.I.'s son. We're gonna get a little bit more into that in a second too. Showing where 50 Cent was in the courtroom some years ago for allegedly beating up 3 women at a show he had. Right? Because they did something disrespectful deemed by him in his show towards him, and he allegedly beat up 3 women. And in his terms of getting out of his situation, he had to do something to advocate against crime.
yeah.
And they actually, the people in the courtroom actually saying this to 50 Cent while he's in the courtroom. And King posted the clip on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? So he's had to do something similar.
People forget.
Exactly.
You forget that when you in them situations, what you gonna do?
Right.
And you know what I mean? You ain't telling on nobody.
Exactly.
You gonna go pick up some trash.
Right.
You gonna go sit and talk to some children. Whatever it take for you to get out of this little situation,
Exactly.
you're not gonna do it.
Right.
You feel me? It's not worth it.
Exactly.
So
And what do you think about Bri T.I.'s man's for lunch being unalive years ago, and T.I. being subpoenaed to come to court? I think he's out on bond for a federal case at the time, but he's subpoenaed to come. He just come to tell them what happened. He didn't necessarily point in the courtroom and testifying against anybody, say, hey, put him in prison. He just tell them what happened that night. He didn't even give no names up.
yeah.
But 50 posted this on his Instagram, trying to once again categorize him as a rat.
Call it reaching.
Yeah.
You just reaching for anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When and we said this before with 50. Don't slip on the banana peel.
Right.
He gonna come at you some type of way, and that's just how that man is, unfortunately.
Right.
I don't respect it.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is.
Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, other Rise of 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see him. It'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form for you to fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out, and we can see if there'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.